Yo, what up, y'all? It's your boy Garrett Spencer. How's everybody doing today? I want to make this vid. I want to make this. I wanted to make this video on why I think why Sega Genesis is the best. Is my favorite video. Is like my number one game console of all times, and why it's my favorite and whatnot. And I'll tell you. I'm gonna tell you guys why that is. Because number one, Sega Genesis. When I first even honestly when I even first seen it, and when I first played it, like I said, I was probably about I was probably like 3, maybe 4 years old when I was playing, because at that time I learned how to turn on and off the TV, work the VCR and whatnot. But I had my first Sega Genesis back at that time, because my dad, obviously, he bought me he had bought it for me. He bought me like a lot of games for it. Then there was Nintendo on the side, but like I'm talking about the Sega Genesis, But yeah, but Sega Genesis, like I said, when I first played it and I first seen it, I found it to be a very interesting and very cool game system. And that's when I first played. That's when I first played Sonic 1. And how I got into Sonic, and how I experienced playing it, how I got into it, and why I like it so much. Like I said, it's a good game. It's my main game, and that's the face of Sega. And like I said, Sega Genesis, has done a really good job. They made like a whole bunch of good games on that game system. Most games that are popular. Like for instance, it says Sonic, Mortal Kombat, Streets of Rage 2, Street Fighter, Miss Pac-Man, or any other games you could possibly think of. Like I said, they got like a whole bunch of good games. Sega Genesis has like a whole bunch of good games on the system, and the graphics on the game is pretty good. Movements on most games are good, and gameplays are pretty good. And also when it comes to Sega Genesis, it was, like I said, and that was back when Sega Genesis was popular, and when it was so good, like everybody was like wanted to play it, obviously. And when I first, first time I even played the Sega Genesis kiosk, that was at Sears. When I first discovered that Sears had it, and I think I've seen the Sega sign, I've seen that blue Sega sign, or seeing a Sega sign, or you might even see a Sonic the Hedgehog, next to the kiosk. It's like, it's like, it brings back so many mad memories. Like, as a kid, it makes your eyes like bright up, like light up big, like, oh, I want to play, and I did get my chance to play, it was so cool. Like, the Sega Genesis kiosk looked nice. It even had, and obviously it had that blue arcade button. From what I can remember, when you press it, it just clicks over to the next game, and there's like 5 games in there pretty much. I think that's how many games it was in it. But I remember playing Sonic 2. Then they had Sonic and Knuckles the next time, and then there was Aladdin, and can't remember what other games they had on there. But yeah, I remember playing the Sega Genesis kiosk at Sears a few times, and even when they had N64 and whatnot, there was other games like I said, Nintendo Virtual Boy, N64. I was always on that Sega Genesis, because Sega Genesis was that system. And Sega, like I said, in personal and in general, Sega, like I said, like arcade games that was like produced by Sega, like fighting games, shooting games, and like even racing games that you can think of. Like I said, Sega, the company, and Sega in general, they did a really good. I feel like Sega, they did a good job on making making a lot of game, like producing and making a lot of arcade games too. It's just like every time I see the word Sega, produced by Sega, when I'm playing a certain game, it's just like, yeah, like that's just like, it's that excitement right there. It's like, yeah, like because Sega, like I said, and I'm not, like I said, I'm not against Nintendo or whatnot, but I think Sega, to me, it's like a little better than Nintendo, and me personally. And like I said, and also the controls that I like, the the 6 button controls is like my favorite thing. Like here, I'll show you guys right quick the control I always be working with. Like right here. This 6 button controller, I had it for probably like about a year and a half or two. But this is like the only 6 button controller I'm using. And then you could see the normal, the turbo, and the slow button on there. And I got another 6 button controller, but I haven't used it for a minute. But like this is my favorite one. Like this is like my favorite 6 button controller. That's another thing Sega Genesis did a good job on. Like I like the 6 button controller better than a 3 button controller. To me, I mean, like I said, because visually the 6 button controller, it looks nice. Like I said, it looks nicer, looks fancier, and it's just like when I hold it, the person I think about when I hold that 6 button controller is my cousin Marlon that I haven't seen in so long, and who was obviously died because he got shot back in 2012. But when I was a kid, I remember my mom took me over to his house. He had Sega Genesis itself, but he had a 6 button controller itself as his first controller in the game console. Games I remember we played, like I said, it was me, him, and some of my other cousins that was over there. It was Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. We played that. Then he had Sonic 3. We played that after that. And then I think he took a break, and then he let us play for a while. And in other games he had, he had his Sega Genesis was like hooked up, but it was on top of his TV. And he also had he had the first two. So he had the Sonic 1, Sonic 2. He had Spider-Man. He had some other games. I can't remember. This was like back in the 90s. This was like back in probably before 98 or something. This was like before 98 or whatnot. I can't remember, but it was sometime back in the 90s when I was a kid, though. But every time, that's one of the things I think about when I use that 6 button controller. I think of him because I haven't seen him in so long, though. It's just like, yeah, but it was like, man, but those were the days. But yeah, so those are a few reasons why I like Sega Genesis. So why I like Sega Genesis and why it's my favorite game console why it's my number one system of all times, really, because like I said, Sega, the Sega company, man, they did a hell of a job, creating the console and making all these games and even arcade games and whatnot produced by Sega and all of that, really, like I said. And like I said, I got props for Dreamcast too. So like I said, Sega Genesis is my number one console, of all time. So like Sega Genesis, my number one. Like Dreamcast is like my second favorite Sega Genesis. I mean not Genesis, but my second Sega console of all times, because those are the two. Those are my two main ones. But like I said, Sega Genesis is why it's happened to be my number one game system of all times, and like I said, and it's one of the best retro games, one of the best game consoles, a lot of good games on it. Just very, very impressive, man. Like I said, very, very impressive. And like I said, and I like in the Sega sim, in that blue Sega sign, Sega word, like I said, in like all dark blue and whatnot. Every time I see it, it's like the Sega logo looks so good, even when you playing Sonic and all the other games, and also, like I said, on the arcades, and like the Sega symbol looks so good. You could even, like, on your birthday, you get yourself a birthday cake. You can, it's like you can have them put it on in blue, like write it on your cake, like Sega in blue, and they could probably do it like that too. I think it's like 3 or 4 stripes to make the Sega logo the exact way that it is, though. But like I said, it's like every time you see that Sega sign when you're a kid in the store, it's like you get that, you feel that excitement, your eyes bright up, and it's like, whoo, let me play. And if your parents told you no, it's like, it's a letdown. But hey, it is what it is. But Otherwise, that's all I have for you guys. So this your boy. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. So y'all know what to do. Leave y'all's comments and thoughts down below. Click that thumbs up. This your boy Garrett Spencer. You guys take it easy. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace them out. Remember, y'all, once a gamer, always a gamer. Keep on gaming, y'all. Excuse me.